Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Hockey TITTH number 203. I'm your host, Justin Bruni. I've got Don with the @Fantasy Puck Network with us tonight. How are we doing, sir? Happy Tuesday. Oh, missed it.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. We had you on mute there for a second.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't want to hear myself either, but thanks
No
for having me.
way. That's why you're here.
Happy Tuesday to you too. I'm happy to be representing Fantasy Puck and happy to talk some fantasy hockey, some props betting, and daily fantasy. I'm looking forward to tonight.
Yes, sir. Glad to have you. Off to a really good start here in the league already. I took the Rangers tonight. They're up 1-0. Looking good, feeling good. We're going to get to some of our best props and bets for tonight and go through some of our game picks as well, touch on the fantasy waiver wire. But before we get started, Don, let everybody know where they can find you, your network. Maybe if you guys got like a video schedule or article schedule, let the folks know where they can get the good stuff.
Sure, yeah. So we're pretty much on every social media platform with the exception of Instagram. Started off on YouTube, so I'll plug that first. That's just Fantasy Puck, probably our most popular platform as well. And then you can find us on Twitter @fantasy_puck. And then we just have our landing page on our website, which is fantasypuck.net. And we're pretty much there to support you, provide advice, suggestions, anything fantasy hockey related. Just help out people a lot in our Discord, which you can find links to on our Twitter, on our YouTube. We don't really have necessarily a strict schedule for any of the posts or the articles that we do, but we release stuff several times a week. We're constantly posting on Twitter, lineup updates, player updates, fantasy picks, pretty much anything that you need for daily fantasy or season long.
Yep, absolutely love it. Go check out their content, Fantasy Puck on YouTube, @fantasy_puck on Twitter. They got the good stuff. Go check them out. Before we get started with everything, be sure to smash the like button, share the video, and follow us on youtube.com. We're going to jump into our best props of the night and then jump into some monkey knife fight props. First up, I've got Brent Burns over 2.5 shots on goal. He is 9-1 to this prop in his last 10 games. Everything but 100%, literally. Hit Ryan Hartman last week. He was on the same clip, about 8-2 in his last 10. Feeling really good about Burns tonight, hitting that 3 shots on net. Who do you got going tonight, Don? Excuse me.
First off, I like the Burns pick a lot. Definitely somebody who shoots the puck a lot. Even with Karlsson back, I still like him PP1, and he's the QB there. So I got Jamie Benn, similar bet to what you got. I got over 2.5 shots. I like him on PP2. I like Dallas tonight against Detroit. They've been playing a little above their head, I think, and even Nedeljkovic. I know he's coming off a good season in Carolina, but I like Ben to either bury one, and that'll be a shot there. But I like him getting 3 shots tonight. Yeah,
absolutely. That Detroit goaltending situation has been tough to manage in fantasy. I'm kind of like picking up Grice, dropping them. To me, he's actually looked a little bit better than Nedeljkovic so far. But we'll get into that a little bit later. We got Detroit and Dallas on the books here.
For sure, yeah. Bernier was their MVP last year, and they lost him.
Yeah, what are you going to do? But they've been playing pretty good, Detroit. They're scoring a lot. They're scoring in bunches. So I like what I'm seeing from them.
Absolutely.
Let's jump into our monkey knife fight props. I guess it's not the bottom line, for that's gone. All right, first up, we've got Connor Hellebuyck versus Mikko Koskinen in a goaltending saves prop. We're looking at Hellebuyck at 31.5 goaltender saves, and we've got Koskinen at 28.5. I like the overs for both. I think that there's going to be a lot of shots on net from both teams and not as much scoring as we're typically used to, at least from the Oilers side of things. I like a 3-2 type of game here, so I'm going the over for both. What do you think, Don?
I'm definitely going to take the over for Koskinen. I think he passes that no problem with Winnipeg's offense. They roll 3 lines, and all 3 and even 4 lines can score for him. I'll take the under on Hellebuyck. I think he's going to get a couple buried on him by McDavid or Dry, and I don't think he hits 32. But
all right. Yeah. I think it'll be pretty close. What is it? Hellebuyck 4-3 to this number in his last 7, and Koskinen 5-4. Or I'm sorry, 3-4 for Hellebuyck, 5-4 for Koskinen. So Koskinen's been hitting this number at a slightly higher clip, slightly. Next up, we have Karil Kaeperzaw versus Brent Burns for fantasy points. Both are at 5.5 fantasy points. And to me, I just feel like where the trends are with these two players in their past 5, 8, 10 games, we should be taking the under for Kaeperzaw and the over for Burns. Do you disagree?
No, I don't. I definitely agree on Burns. I mean, I think Reimer's starting tonight for San Jose. Correct me if I'm wrong, but and he's got the best save percentage in the league right now for goalies with I think at least 7 starts. So I'd probably agree with you on both of those. I don't know if Cap can surpass 5.5.
Yeah, he's gets the assist, every here and there, gets the goal and assist game, but Burns has just been more consistent recently. Excuse me. A lot of assists, 1, 2. I think he had a 6-point game stretch there, something like that. Kaeperzaw, he's kind of trading games for points, so I think there's more upside for him to go to the under and Burns to the over there.
Yeah, I kind of compare Kaeperzaw to like a Barzal kind of player. So maybe not someone who's going to be a fantasy pick, but someone you want on your team on the ice.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think Kaeperzaw is off to a bit of a slow start. I think he's definitely going to close down the year with a higher production rate for sure.
For sure, I agree.
All right, cool. So now we got up our game previews here. So we're going through game picks. Of course, we've had some games start already. We're going to get to those in the live betting segment at the end of the show. But first, let's go through the games that haven't started yet. So first up, we've got the Edmonton Oilers traveling to, looks like your Winnipeg Jets. Oilers coming in as road dogs, plus 1.5 on the spread. But we're getting even money on the money line. Oilers at -106, Jets at -104, and the over-under is at 6 goals. I like the Oilers to cover here. Both of these teams have been playing very good hockey. I think it'll be a close one, like I said, in the night fight props. Give me like a 4-3, 3-2 type of game. It's tough for me to pick a winner here, but I do like the Oilers to either outright win or just lose by 1. What do you like here, Don?
I agree with you. I was leaning more 4-3.
Okay.
This is back to last year with a North Division battle. You can't trust the defense anywhere, even Toronto. Any of the top teams just can't trust their defense. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a high-scoring game. The Oilers have been overworking Koskinen as usual, similar to last year. So, 4-3 sounds good. Maybe even a little bit higher. I'd take the over for sure.
Okay.
As far as outright winner, I agree with with Edmonton.
The over's tough for me with that even 6. That not having the hook, I don't feel that comfortable with it. I feel like we're looking potentially at a push there. Maybe we do get that 4-2 type of game. Edmonton Oilers, they rank 2nd in total goals scored. Winnipeg Jets, they rank 10th. So there's a lot of upside for scoring here. Neither team playing lights out defense. Winnipeg better. They rank in the top 10 still in the league, so they rank 8th for total goals against. And Edmonton at 15, so kind of at the middle of the league, but it's a top mark. I think it's better than last year, at least at this starting point of the season. So I don't love the over. I think we can hit it, but I would recommend to stay away because I feel like if you look at the Edmonton Oilers, they're like past five or so 6 games, they put in a bunch of goals at like 5, 6 goals a game. Next game they followed up with a 2. They've also laid a couple eggs. They lost to Detroit. They lost to Buffalo. I didn't understand that one. I lost some money on that game. Didn't appreciate that. So I trust the Jets a little bit more, but I trust the Oilers to keep it close.
That's very honest. Hey, if the Stars aren't performing there, then they're unpredictable. It's like we see with Toronto, Boston, those guys. If like the Pastas, the Marchands, the Matthews, the Marners, if they're not scoring, then who is there? So Edmonton's they're really unpredictable.
Yep, I agree. All right, next up, we've got the San Jose Sharks traveling to the Minnesota Wild. Sharks coming in also as road dogs, plus 1.5 on the spread, plus 154 on the money line. And the over-under here is at 5.5 goals. I like the Wild. They've just been the better team, 10-4 on the season. The Sharks, they've been okay. What is it? 7-6-1. They've been better this year. They're covering games. They're 7-7 across the spread. So, that's still a really good, showing from them this season. But I just think the Wild are better. And I do like the over 5.5 goals. What do you like here, Don?
I agree. I like the Wild too. And you said the Sharks were what, 7-6 this year? That probably feels like closer to 10-3 for them with all those COVID absences that they've been having. They've been winning games with AHL rosters. So I'll give them credit for even sticking around 500. I agree. I like the Wild. Not too sure about the over-under on this one. As I said, Reimer's been hot. I think Talbot started the last game, so I'm not too sure who's in the pipes for Mini. Not sure if you know, but I wouldn't be afraid to take the under here.
Oh, Minnesota looks like they're starting Cam Talbot.
Talbot again. There you go. That makes
and Reimer and Reimer in net for the Sharks. So there you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust the under. The Wild, they rank, what is it, 20th in the league? 20th in the league for total goals against right now. I think it's a good spot for San Jose to get their offense rolling. I want to stay away from the cover. I think I want to stay away from the total, but I do like the over 5.5 if that's a number that you see as a trending option or something you want to put some money on. But my favorite pick here is just keeping it clean. Minnesota Wild on the money line.
Awesome.
All right, next up we've got the Arizona Coyotes traveling to St. Louis. Big mismatch here. Coyotes plus 1.5 on the puck line, of course, plus 260 on the money line. That should probably be plus 500. Over under is at 5.5 goals. The Coyotes, they stink. 1-13-1. Haven't won a game on the road. The Blues, they've kind of cooled off a bit from a very hot start, but is there any reason why we shouldn't just slam dunk the Blues on the money line here?
Yeah, I see no reason to. Bennington's in net too. Would have seemed like a good option to start the backup for the St. Louis tonight, but I'm pretty sure I saw Bennington was first off the ice. So, yeah, as you said, 260, it's probably too low as well for Arizona. If they want me to start betting Arizona, they're going to have to raise that. But, yeah, St. Louis, obvious pick, home team. Like, you can't go wrong.
Scott Wedgwood starting a net for the Coyotes, enough to move the needle, at least to have him cover.
Yeah, he got them their first win, so I'll give Wedgwood that.
Nice. No, I'm going to stay away from the Coyotes tonight. Minus 295 on the Blues. Get it while it lasts. That should probably be at minus 400. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. You remember that? Didn't they have like a 9-game series last year? Like 9 games straight between these two?
I think I remember St. Louis being involved in that. It might have been Arizona. I don't remember exactly who, but yeah, I guess there's some blood battles there.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to stir up enough drama tonight to push the Coyotes over the number, but just a little fun tidbit there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next up, we've got the Red Wings coming into Dallas. Red Wings plus 1.5 on the puck line, plus 165 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 5.5 goals. This is an interesting one because typically I would think, Detroit Red Wings, they're kind of an up and coming team, very youthful. I should be taking the under here. Dallas, they're always sitting the under. But man, the Red Wings, they've been scoring. I think they rank fifth in the league for total goals scored here. This is a tough matchup. I just like the Red Wings to cover. I don't love them on the road, but Dallas, you had some nicer things to say about them. They haven't been impressing me.
Yeah, they're an odd team. I know they like to mix up the lines similar to what we see in like Vancouver. I know the ownership and the management, they aren't afraid to express their feelings about their Dallas Stars too, with Seguin, Ben, Radulov. So I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of Dallas, but I like the value there, more so from a daily fantasy perspective. I'd still go with Dallas just based on what I was seeing with projections and with DraftKings. But yeah, I mean, over under too. Not too sure about that. I would probably take the over, but that's just because of history of Detroit, not necessarily how they've been playing this year.
Yeah. Detroit's been playing well. Like I said, they're bearing a lot of goals. But Dallas, I mean, we know that they're not a high scoring team. Like their thing is, back end defense and timely scoring. Like that's been their MO for the past 3 years, right? But right now they rank 30th in the league in total scoring. Like they have to clean that up a bit. So based on their body of work so far, I don't want to trust them. I don't hate the Red Wings at the plus 165, but I feel like the safer money here is the Red Wings covering. I missed on them last night, and maybe I'm just a little bit too desperate to run back to them because I took them to cover up against the Blue Jackets, and they kind of muddied the waters there. And a little bit of a better matchup, actually. I think Columbus is getting better, but I feel like they're a very even matchup to Dallas, so maybe they're just warmed up, we'll say. But I don't know. I could be wrong, too. The back-to-back factor, do you think that should be weighed in?
Absolutely, yeah. Back-to-backs, I think, are a big factor, and back-to-back on the road as well. So, yeah, I mean, I'm picking Dallas to win this outright, but I don't hate your cover pick.
Yeah, I might just be running back to the Red Wings. Might be a little bit too desperate there, but hey, we got to make up for it. They lost me some money.
Definitely.
All right, next up, we've got the Capitals and the Ducks. Great matchup. Terrible that it's on West Coast time. We got the Capitals and the Ducks, two of the best teams in the NHL right now. Washington 9-2-4 on the year. Anaheim 9-4-3, and Anaheim is the best team to cover the spread so far this season. A league leading 14-2. Been playing out of their minds. Washington up there as well. They're 11-4 ATS. Between when the opponents are this good and they're playing that well, I just like to take the +1.5. I mean, it's not the best value at -240 for the Ducks being home dogs here. But if there's a time to take the Ducks at home, this might be it. You don't really get this plus money on them as often as you might think anymore. What do you think here?
Yeah, this Washington Anaheim matchup's actually one I've seen live in person a couple of years ago in Washington though. But yeah, I mean Anaheim. I keep telling people to sell high on guys like Troy Terry and even Getzlaf too, that are just kind of performing higher than I would think as the whole team is. But I mean, they keep proving me wrong and they keep making me look bad. So I like the Ducks at home tonight too. Gibson, man, like he's a perfect example of like a Kemper in Arizona. He's a really good goalie on a bad team on paper, but I mean, he's keeping them in games and they're getting wins for him. So yeah, I like Anaheim tonight as well.
Both teams have been super profitable, but I'm just going with the +1.5 option. I do think that the Capitals are the better team. They're more experienced, but they're also traveling to the West Coast. There are some downsides to this matchup for them as well. So give me the Ducks at the +1.5. I'm going to go with the under. Like you mentioned, Gibson been playing really well. I think it'll be a close one. Like they'll finish probably the first period, no scoring. So give me the under 6 goals there. I think that might be a little bit high for this matchup. Just two really good teams on both sides of the puck. All right, next up, we've got the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. Hurricanes, another team with just 2 regulation losses this season. They are 11-2 on the season, coming into Las Vegas as road favorites, -1.5 on the spread, -141 on the money line, and the total in this game is also at 6 goals even. Don't like that. I'm just going to stick with the Carolina Hurricanes here. I know they're also traveling West Coast, but they've been a very profitable team this year, very reliable, 11-2 solid record. Golden Knights I feel like they're really trying to find themselves on defense. Might be a team that needs to get involved in a goalie trade, get somebody else back there. Robin Lehner's not getting it done. Might be regretting that Marc-Andre Fleury trade. But I like the Hurricanes here. Like them on the money line. I don't think actually, you know what? I don't hate them to cover that 1.5. I think they can get it done. It's paying some plus money, higher odds, but Golden Knights have not impressed me recently. Definitely taking a bit of a downturn.
I agree with you for sure. Their start to the season is definitely not what Vegas or their fans were expecting. This is probably, I think it might be the only time I picked a road team tonight, but I agree. I like Carolina tonight, even on the road. Only downside for them tonight is Ranta's in net, so it's not their normal Freddie, who's been a Vezina candidate. But either way, the Carolina defense is too strong, even without Pesci tonight.
Oh yeah, and their offensive pressure is just so clean. They get so tight and close on the net, and the passing is just so crisp. They work the triangle perfectly. I love every bit of the Carolina Hurricanes right now. Give me them on the money line, -141, slam dunk.
For sure, yeah.
All right, next up we've got fantasy waiver wire here. First up, we've got Scott Perunovich for the St. Louis Blues. A lot of hype around the kid. Won Hobey Baker a couple years ago with Minnesota Duluth. He's had a hot start in the NHL. He's got 20 points in 12 games so far, getting his first start in a couple of nights, and he's already getting added. He's already 12% rostered on Yahoo platforms. He hasn't played a single game yet. Is this a well that you're running to, or maybe waiting a little bit, kind of feeling out the process?
It was a well I was running to at the start of the season when I saw him in preseason. I saw him playing like 20 minutes a night, PP1. I was getting lots of work, lots of looks, and everything I was reading from beat writers were high on this guy. And as you said, yeah, Hobey Baker winner, so he's done it at the level just below. I like what I see from him. Am I running to pick him up and drop a significant D like a Chikrin or someone? Probably not. But yeah, I think he's even up to like closer to 20% right now. Last time I checked, just before. So
oh wow,
yeah, I like him
climbing.
But, I'm not exactly. Yeah, I'm not going out of my way to pick him up yet.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to spend like waiver priority on him. If you want to scoop him up and hold him, cool. Or Oh, I guess he's not getting. He is getting the start tonight. Actually, I'm sorry. I was looking at the very next game. So he's going to play tonight. If you can still scoop him up, the game hasn't started yet. So it might be a nice little ad for you if you want to sprinkle him onto something if you're like really hurting on defense. But I agree with you. I'd rather see something first. He's still going to be playing with Bartuzzo on the third line. Probably will get sprinkled in on some special teams. Maybe they throw him out there in the power play every now and again. But I wouldn't expect that preseason 20 minutes right out the gate, So I would definitely want to feel him out a little bit more, but just a name that you want to be looking out for. Like I said, there's no production to show you other than his AHL numbers, which have been impressive, the 20 points in the 12 games, but definitely a name that we wanted to get out in front of you. That you can make, the decision, run or wait.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right, next guy, back-to-back weeks here at the Hizzy, still under 50% rostered, Ryan Hartman, 41% on Yahoo platforms. I don't know what you guys are smoking out there. You're just completely, casting a blind eye to Ryan Hartman, but the dude's on fire. He hasn't had less than 5 fantasy points in a game since, he's had more than at least 5 in his last, 5 of his last 7 or something like that. If he's not putting the puck in the net or getting assists, he's getting a ton of shots. We gave you the prop last week over the 2.5. He hit that in the first period. 3 assists in his last game, a goal before that. The guy's absolutely on fire right now. I got to keep him on here until people start figuring it out. Why do you think he's at such a low ownership rate? Excuse me.
I think just because of the name brand and the name and the team he's on. Minnesota's not known for being the most offensive team, especially in the past decade or so. I would say.
Sure.
Ryan Hartman's not exactly jumping off the page at me when I'm scrolling through the waiver wire. But yeah, you just take a look at the shots. It's very attractive. 5, 5, 6, 4, 4, 3. As you said, if he's not scoring, he's getting you those points from shooting alone, and he's playing close to 20 minutes a night, 18, 19 minutes. Minnesota's really weird with their center ice time. I saw them playing Frederick Gaudreau, who was like a waiver claim a few years ago. He was close to 19, 20 a few weeks ago. So I guess they're mixing up the center. Hartman seems to have clicked there. So I definitely
I got him as the third line center, right?
Freddie Gaudreau or Hartman?
Hartman.
I'm not sure exactly what line he's on right now, but I don't seeing 16 plus a night. You'd think he's getting top 6 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know he's on the power play. He's getting power play too. Yeah. I don't know for sure, but I'm positive he gets some PK time. He's solid on the penalty kill, and he just has that kind of aggressive play. Strong build, very strong on his stick in front of the net, right? So he's got a lot of positive attributes. If you don't have him, if he's available, for the love of Christ, go out there and get Ryan Hartman. There isn't an easier pickup. Troy Terry, who you mentioned, was probably the easiest pickup of the season prior to someone like this. So go out there and get him. I think this is a production level that's going to be maintained for at least the foreseeable future.
Definitely, yeah. And you see that position flexibility too. So center, right wing, you got lots of options.
Yep, that definitely helps out for sure. Next up, we've got Riley Smith of the Vegas Golden Knights, only 30% rostered. He's on a great run right now, 7 points in his last 6 games. He's getting shots on net. He's got 5 shots on net in 2 out of his last 3 games. His lowest clip in his last 5 or 6 games here is at 4.6 points. That night, he had 4 shots on goal and a block. Any downside here whatsoever? Is this like a production level that you expect to be maintained, kind of be faded, kind of like Ryan Getzlav? That was a name that we had talked about last week about is this a buy or a sell type of guy right now based on production? I also went with the sell, just given the current rate, but I feel like Riley Smith might be in that kind of department. What do you think?
I think he's a buy right now, especially given the recent news from Vegas today with Marchessault being put into COVID protocol.
I did not know that. That sucks. He's been playing amazing.
Yeah, I know. But hey, it's more minutes for Smith, so it makes this claim even a better option for fantasy owners out there. I saw he was playing on second line. I think they moved Donov up to top line. I would like to see Smith playing with Stone, but he's fine in the top 6 too. That line last year of Karlsson, Marchessault, and Smith was one of the best lines in hockey, according to expected goals for and expected goals against. So it's a productive line when everyone's healthy. If it's not, I'll take a third of that line. So Smith, if he gets top 6 minutes, I'm all over it. Yeah,
I'm all about him. I'd take him in a heartbeat right now. Wish I could get that kind of production. We're struggling past week or so here. So we'll see if we can get some Riley Smith going. 30% rostered, plus 6% in the past day or so. So I feel like he should be available in your leagues. That's still a really low clip for someone, like I said, 7 points last 6 games.
Definitely.
All right. Yeah. Next up, we've got the Ghost, Shane Gostisbehere. Another name that's been consistent here on the Hizzy. 8 points in his last 7 games, but still a very low ownership rate, just 33% rostered. I feel like the Arizona Coyotes next to his name is a big factor here. No?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Ghost is a guy you want to be picking up in plus-minus leagues just because of that Arizona factor. They're not winning games, so they're going to be letting in goals. And if you look at his game log, there's a couple minuses here and there. But there's also +3. The night he got 3 assists, so he can get the points. It's just whether or not he can balance out the plus-minus to make it a worthwhile start. I'm having trouble even starting Chychrun right now, even after last season's like Norris caliber year. But Ghost, they seem to have kind of re-energized him from his Philly days. So it's someone I'm watch listing for sure. I don't know if I'm going to go out of my way to add him, but definitely keep an eye on him. And if the 20+ minutes night stays there, then have a look at him.
Yeah, absolutely. And you had mentioned too, like for the plus-minus leagues, even in those, like his last 5 games, he's looked pretty good. I mean, finishing at 0, it's not positive, but it's not negative either. But 1 and 3 and 1 prior to those 2 games, and then he did have the -1, +1, -1, -1, -2, bad run there. But even in all of these losing endeavors, he's still being able to manage, to stay above water there. So I don't absolutely hate it, but I agree with you. Like this is definitely more of a riskier pick. Someone that you might just plug in for the night and toss him the very next day, trying to whether you're chasing in points or you're behind in your matchup, just kind of one of those plug and play type of guys. But I think that he should be kind of consistently at the top of those tiers. When you're looking for those plug and play type of options.
Yep, for sure. It's a good streaming option late in the week, maybe on a Saturday or Sunday when you need to catch up or win the week.
Yep, absolutely. 1000% agree. Help me out here with the pronunciation of is it Kylington?
It's Shillington, actually.
Shillington. That's a powerful S on that K right there. I mean, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. So obvious. How did you miss that?
I don't know. Either way, he's been killing it for me. He's 10 points in his last 10 games on defense. I mean, the Flames have been a pleasant surprise this season, but this guy, one more time,
Shillington. Yeah.
Shillington. Yeah. Need to watch more Flames games to get that one out. That's for sure. I have not been. Flames have been making me money, but I don't get Flames in my territory. But 10 points in his last 10 games, assists. There's a couple of goals mixed in there. What's not to like?
Yeah, exactly. The only downside I'm seeing right now is with the time on ice. I'd like to see that up over 20, but I'm sure if he keeps up the production he is, then they're going to have no choice but to play him 20, 25 minutes. Shillington, Swedish defenseman. I'm pretty sure he was put on waivers last year too, so any team could have had him, and everyone passed because of how bad he was last year. So I don't know what they did in the offseason or what Oliver did himself, but it's definitely helped the Flames, and I think he's been their best defenseman according to Corsi this year, actually. So it's pretty big considering some of the names they have, like Hannafin, Anderson, and Tanev. Yeah,
absolutely. Magnapain's been a nice little surprise there on offense too. He's a nice little fantasy piece I've taken advantage of the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, especially in a goal league, if like goals are worth more than assists, so I'd be all over.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, last up here, we got Rob Thomas with the St. Louis Blues, who's on a nice little tear of his own. 7 points in his last 3 games, all assists, just cutting it up. Has some issues with the plus-minus. That could be an issue for you if that's, actually utilized in your league. Hasn't been getting, the most amazing shots on net, but he's that pivot man. He's getting power play time, getting a lot of minutes. There's really not much to dislike here. I mean, you're just kind of nitpicking if you don't like that many assists, but definitely someone you got to scoop up right now. He's only 23% rostered. 7 points, 3 games. That's the best clip we've given you here so far. Any disagreement?
No, I like him definitely. I think we tweeted out a couple times about Thomas. Mentioned him in the Discord that he's on a little bit of a heater right now, and I agree. The shots, they're not there necessarily. So in a heavy shot league or a heavy goal league, he might not carry the same value he would in a normal league. But shots aside, as you said, he's playing 20 minutes a night from a top 6 guy, and then he's looking at a 23% own. So I'm all over Thomas, especially right now when he's getting the opportunity.
Yeah, I'll absolutely scoop him up for sure. I actually have had him on and off my team. Actually, I've dropped him, picked him up, dropped him, picked him up. So no one's loving him to that fashion where they're just like, oh, hey, Justin got a bunch of points from him. Well, why don't I? They don't. All right, we got Canadians. They just tied it up here. 2.5 minutes into the second period. Got a nice little pass from the back of the net. Shesterkin was looking over his shoulder. Didn't even see it. Ouch.
I saw Ryan Lomberg on Florida got a goal from the fourth line, too. I like to see that.
Nice. Absolutely. Yeah. I wanted to take Panthers to cover. Stayed away.
Yeah, the Islanders are supposed to be a defense-first team, but it doesn't really look like that right now. 4-0 after 2.
Yeah, I'm glad that Anders Lee is starting to score a little bit, but man, that dude needs to get his production consistent because that's another guy that's just laying eggs for me left and right, and I can't drop him. I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, I've seen him dropped in a few leagues too. I own him in others as well, but yeah, I mean, he was a 30-goal guy, so I'm holding on to him for now.
Yeah, I'm a Notre Dame hockey guy too, so I got personal issues with it, so it's tough. It's a tough situation.
That's good. I wish I lived in the States where I could watch some NCAA games. OHL games are good too, but I think NCAA's got a little bit more puck skill in the OHL. OHL's a little more like kind of gritty and bump and grind.
Nice. I like it. Hey, old time hockey.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we got Reeves. Gloves are dropped. Nice haymaker. A second, a third. I can't see who he's fighting because his hair is in his way and he's getting the shit kicked out of him.
Long hair, maybe. I don't know who has got long hair in the Habs.
I don't know. long redhead.
Oh, it's Pizzetta, probably. Michael Pizzetta.
Yeah, I think so. Those are some great locks, some great head of hair there. Head and shoulders guy right there. All right. Yeah. Let's jump into some of our live betting. Like I mentioned, the Rangers and the Canadians, they are tied right now at 1. 16:39 to go in the second here. We got the Canadians money line now. You were correct. It was Pizzetta. Plus 165 Canadians, minus 189 Rangers. You want to give us your pick for this game? Obviously, we didn't have this one to start the show.
Obviously, I like the Rangers. I can't go against Shesterkin. FP's been pumping Shesterkin's tires for like 2 years now, so nice. It's finally starting to pay off. So I got New York on the outright.
I have the same. I need them to cash in a big parlay. I had the Rangers, Penguins, and Blues. So let's check in on the Penguins. Where are you at, Penguins? Penguins are down. That's not great. What is with the Sabres? What's the deal here with the Buffalo Sabres? Now they want to figure it out. Now they want to play well. Sabres taking care of business on the road. They're up 1-0. Penguins right now still the favorite at minus 110. Sabres minus 120 on the money line. You want to take Penguins to cover the spread? It's at plus 1.5 right now. Penguins to win outright. Sabres to win. What do you like?
I like Penguins. Penguins spread. I don't think Buffalo's going to be able to close it out. I don't know what it is with them. I agree. Maybe it was Eichel leaving and he was the problem on the team, but I still got the Penguins in this game. We're less than halfway done.
Problem.
Yeah.
Rangers just went over the top again, up 2-1.
Perfect.
Yep, loving it. All right, next up we've got the Panthers and the Islanders. We were just speaking about them. Wow, Panthers up 4-0 over the Islanders, smacking them. Really no value here. I mean, you got the Islanders at plus 4.5. Are they going to lose by 4? Are they going to be able to hold this deficit?
I don't know. I as I said, the Islanders are supposed to be a defensive first team, so when they're down 4-0, I don't know how much offense they're going to be able to manufacture, especially, and they got Bob in net as well. So,
give me the Panthers to cover the 4.5. I think they get up another one.
Oh, I'd say even more than that.
All right, next up we got the Flames over the Flyers. Very close matchup. Flames now the favorite at minus 208. Flyers, plus 170 on the money line. You got the Flyers at plus 1.5, which I think I like here. They're still playing at home. They've been playing much better this year. What do you like here?
I think I got the Flames still, and you're gonna really like who scored for Calgary as well.
Let's go.
Let's hear the pronunciation.
Magna Payne?
No, the other guy. Our waiver ad.
Oh, Oliver Shillington.
Shillington. Pretty close. That's good.
That's
good.
Not how you spell Shillington.
I know it is not.
There's an SCH in that name.
I guarantee you're not the only person who has made that mistake. There's probably announcers out there that have to.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, if they don't go through their pronunciation rundown, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I always get it like on the NHL reference. Like when I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, that's where you get it because they really drag it out for you. That's very helpful. That was definitely one.
A lot of the handbooks that they give, in the press boxes, have those pronunciations for the commentators as well.
Yeah, I just thought the commentators always just had to like do their own homework on that, just put it together on their pre-sheet or something like that. But
I'm sure they do for guys like this as well. But
I got you. Would have preferred it was Magnapane though, because I still have him on my fantasy team. All right, next up we've got the Maple Leafs and the Predators. Maple Leafs up 1-0 at home. They just locked the lines, so I don't know if something just happened or if someone's going on the power play here. You think the Predators will cover the +1.5? We'll stick with that.
I'll say no. I don't think they do. I think Toronto can take this one. Matthews got that goal, and yeah, you're right. The Leafs just got a penalty, so that's probably why they locked them.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, they just brought it back. Leafs are -385. I'd like to say that the Predators would cover. They've been playing well more recently, and the Maple Leafs and I were just not best friends right now. They just keep wanting to lose me money up against like bad teams. It's not cool with me when you do such things.
I'm a Leafs fan, so that's
fair enough. Well, that's easy. Hating on the Leafs all the time. They just like make that really easy for you.
Oh yeah. It's been my whole life.
Hey, well, I was a Blackhawks, or I am a Blackhawks fan, so there was a time where it was real bad. It was real bad. Yeah. I was wearing Brodeur jerseys as a kid.
Yeah.
All right, next up we've got to the Wild and the Sharks. They're just getting started. I think these other games, they're just getting started. Jets are up 1-0 over the Oilers. There you go. Bang the drum. Let's get it.
Nice. Who got that goal for Winnipeg? Adam Lowry. Nice.
Oh, nice. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Cool.
All right, cool. Well, that's all we have for the show here. You got anything to close us out with, bud?
Nope, nothing from me on tonight's games. Just thanks for having me a lot. I appreciate it, and I'll come back anytime you want, or someone from the crew will. Maybe I'll let Mike or Sven or Clarky have a go.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, you guys are all welcome anytime. Bring on multiple of you. No worries. No worries. I'll remind everybody where they can find you, whether YouTube, Twitter, whatever.
Yeah. So, you can find us pretty much on any of the platforms. Our website's fantasypuck.net. Those have links to all of our other platforms. We're on Twitter at @fantasy_puck and on YouTube at @fantasypuck. You can just type in Fantasy Puck and go through all the videos. We got lots of live drafts. We got lots of waiver wire ads. Pretty much, we probably average about 3 or 4 a week, and that's cool. Mike churning all those out. So kudos to him for keeping going with that.
Yeah, awesome. Glad to see it. Glad to hear it. Appreciate you coming on. Go check them out at @fantasy_puck on Twitter. Search Fantasy Puck on YouTube. They've got great, clean content. Very informational. Very easy to follow. Go check them out. It's very good stuff. Appreciate you coming on, Don. Everybody else, take care. Be well. Be good. And if you can't be good at it. We'll see you.